Okay, good morning all. Can start now. Every day I will be projecting some codes initially. Today I am here. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do. I understand. Okay, during these online classes, it is so important. Someone may be simply hearing what I am saying. There is no chance of remembering and understanding those things. And definitely they will be forgetting. Then seeing something, there is a chance of remembering. Then do with myself while I am solving some problems. Do it yourself. Then only you can understand. Then you can remember those things properly, and you can make use of these in the exams and a better understanding of the concept while you are doing these things. Therefore, follow this. Okay, you can take this problem. It is we have discussed the channel metrics and by different types of channels. Okay, for here the problem is two BSCs. This binary symmetric channels are connected in cascade. All of you please take this question. Two binary symmetric channels are connected in cascade. That is, they are connected in series. We'll have to find the channel matrix of the resultant channel. It is here two channels. Can say the first channel here is x1 x2 as the input and y1 y2 as the output. Then the second channel, the input to the second channel is this y1 and y2 are the input to that channel, and z1 z2 is the output of that particular channel. And here it is represented, they are connected in cascade. And here channel diagram that for the different transition probabilities are represented on the channel diagram. Here it is 0.8, 0.2, 0.2, 0.8. This here said that it is a binary symmetric channel. Then definitely uh, binary means two input and two output, and symmetric means that transition probabilities will be the same in a different order. Okay, therefore 0.8, 0.2, here also that 0.8 and 0.2, and it will be in a different order. Then only it will be symmetric. Okay, remember that definition of what is meant by a binary channel, what is a symmetric channel. Here the second channel also a binary symmetric channel. y1 y2 z1 z2 are the input and output symbols, and 0.7 0.3 0.3 0.7, that is here the transition probabilities are represented. Okay, that is the given channel diagram. Two channels are connected in series. We will have to find the channel metrics of the resultant channel. And then secondly, P of Z1 and P of Z2. This probability of getting Z1 as the output and probability of getting Z2 as the output if P of X1 equal to 0.6 and if P of X2 is 0.4. That is, the input symbol probabilities P of X1 and P of X2 are given. Then the final, the output of the final channel, that resultant channel S1 is Z1 Z2, its probability we will have to be determined. Okay, here from the channel diagram we can write the channel metrics. That is, the transition probability P of Y given X. We know the channel metrics represent that transition probabilities. That first element is P of Y1 given X1, P of Y2 given X1. That is, first row will be representing the probability corresponding to the input X1, and the second row P of Y1 given X2, P of Y2 given X2. That is that transition probability corresponding to getting the different output symbols here y1 and y2 corresponding to the second input symbol, that is that x2. Okay, Therefore, the elements of this P of y given x for a binary symmetric channel whose input symbols are x1 and x2 and output elements are y1, y2 are here. P of y1 given x1, P of y2 given x1, P of y1 given x2, P of y2 given x2 means first element, that is P of y1 given x1, represent probability of getting y1 as the output with x1 as the input, and here P of y2 given x1 represent probability of getting y2 as the output with x1 as the input. Okay, that is given in this channel diagram, that is this point 8 means getting probability of getting P of y1 with x1 as the input. Therefore here first element it is 0.8. Then here this 0.2, that is that transition probability represent probability of getting y2, probability of getting y2 with x1 as the input. Therefore that is 0.2. Therefore 0.8 and 0.2, the elements of the first row. This here first row represent the probability of getting different output symbols with the input x1, the first input, therefore 0.8 and 0.2. Similarly, 0.2 is the probability here, probability of getting y1 with x2 as the input. Therefore second row first element, that 0.2 is the value, and this 0.2 probability of getting y2 with the x2 as the input. Therefore here it is 0.8. That is a transition matrix, channel matrix of the first channel, x1 x2 input, y1 y2 output, that is written here. Similarly, for the second channel, that is we have two channels connected in series. For the second channel, y1 and y2 input, z1 z2 output. Therefore here these transition probabilities are, output is z1 first input. Therefore P of z1 given y1, and second element P of z2 given y1, that is y1 is the input here. Therefore first row represent different transition probabilities corresponding to y1 as the input. For the second channel, y1 is the input. Then similarly, second row of the channel matrix P of z given y, it represents the probabilities corresponding to the input y2. Okay, therefore P of z1 given y2, P of z2 given y2, and here from the channel diagram we can write 0.7, 0.3, 0.3, 0.7. Okay, therefore these are the channel metrics we have written from the channel diagram given. Okay, we have already studied this, what is a channel diagram, what is transition matrix or channel matrix, and what are the elements of that, different elements of a channel matrix. That is here first element, if we can take it as 0 and 1 as the input and 0 1 the output. Therefore 0 getting 0 with 0 input, that is the correct reception. Then second probability 0.2 here, P of y2 given x1, that is we are sending a 0 and receiving 1. Therefore here that 0.2 represent the probability of error in the receiving. Then here hence the result, that is we can find the channel metrics of that combined, that series connection, two channels connected in series, that is they are connected in cascade. We can represent the channel matrix as P of z given x. That is ultimately we can, if we consider these two channel together in combine, x1 x2 are the input and z1 z2 is the output. Okay, x1 x2 input and z1 z2 output. Therefore we can write the matrix, that channel matrix, as P of z given x, P of z given x. For that we will have to multiply the two channel matrix together, that is P of y given x by multiplying these p of y given x and p of z given y, that give the matrix p of z given x, that is point 0.8, point 0.2, point 0.2, point 0.8, point 0.7, point 0.3, point 0.3, point 0.7. Multiplying these two, we get the channel matrix p of z1, p of z given x, that is the resultant channel matrix when two matrices are when two channels are connected together. Here two binary symmetric channel. Okay, you can multiply that. Can someone say the values of that elements of that p of z given x?
Sir, row wise, it's 0.62, 0.38,
Hmm,
0.38, 0.62.
okay, correct. It is we get this point 0.62, 0.38, 0.38. Here it is 0.38 and 0.62. That is, we can see the resultant channel is also a binary symmetric channel. It is the elements of each row are the same, arranged in a different order. This 0.62, 0.32, 0.38, 0.38, 0.62. That resultant matrix also a binary symmetric channel. Okay, that is the first part. We can represent that channel resultant channel with the channel diagram by making use of this transition probability. Then second question is, we will have to find the probability p of z1 and p of z2, that is the probability of getting that output p of z1 and p of z2, that is a ultimate output of the channel, that combined channel, that cascaded channel, with the given input probabilities, that is p of x1 and p of x2 0.6 and 0.4. In order to find that p multiply the input symbol probability with the channel matrix. Therefore here that p of z, we will obtain that p of z, that is that p of z1 and p of z2 value by multiplying that p of x, that is p of x1 p of x2 with the channel matrix. Here the channel matrix means that p of z1 given x1, p of z2 given x1, that is it is that our p of zx, that is we have already calculated here, that is 0.62, 0.38, 0.38, 0.62. By multiplying that symbol probabilities, is here 0.62, 0.38, it is 0.38 and 0.62. You will get the probabilities of that output symbols. I think it is point, you can calculate the same 0.524 and 476. Can anyone say it is the answer you have got? This by multiplying that p of x with the channel matrix, we will get the output symbol probabilities. Okay, okay, please someone respond. For p of z1 equal to p of P of Z1 equal to 0.524 and P of Z2 equal to 0.476. Please say someone. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Kitten.
Okay, okay, ശരി.
അല്ല സർ.
അപ്പൊ ഇത് എപ്പോഴും ഒന്ന് ഓർത്ത് വെക്കുക. അതായത് ഒരു ചാനൽ മെട്രിക്സ് തന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത് വാട്ട് ആർ ദ എലിമെന്റ്സ് of that channel matrix, what is its meaning, then how we can find the output symbol probabilities if we have given the input symbol probabilities. ആ relation ഒക്കെ ഒന്ന് correct ഒന്ന് പഠിച്ചു വെച്ചേക്കുക. Next is, we have already calculated the channel capacity by using that maximum value of that, using that expression, that maximum value of mutual information with that probability for a particular value of that input symbol probability. We get that maximum value. It is that channel capacity will be the maximum value of that mutual information. And here we are going to discuss another method for finding the channel capacity, which is termed as Muroga's method, MUROGA, in order to find the channel capacity. That is, here the channel matrix is given. P represent the transition probabilities. P of y1 given x1, P of y2 given x1, then P of y1 given x2, P of y2 given x2. That first row elements are corresponding to that input, the probabilities of getting different output symbols corresponding to first input symbol, here x1. Then the second row, the probabilities of getting different output symbol corresponding to the second input symbol, that is here x2. Okay, that is the channel matrix. Then let us form a new equation as follows. From the given channel diagram, we are writing an equation, that is initially a matrix multiplication here. That is the channel matrix. Here it is, that first matrix is the channel matrix. It is multiplied by q1 q2, that is a column matrix. If we have more input symbols, that is each the number of rows of the channel matrix represent the number of input symbols. Okay, we know that number of rows of the channel matrix represent the number of input symbols, and similarly number of columns represent the number of output symbols. Here depending on that number of the input symbols, you will have to select that much this variable q1 q2. If there are 3 input symbols, there will be 3 rows in the channel matrix. Then you will have to write that channel matrix, then that into the column matrix q1 q2 q3, like that. Okay, that is the LHS of that equation. This we are writing a new equation from the corresponding to the given channel matrix. Okay, our aim is find the channel capacity. Then RHS is P of y1 given x1 log to the base 2 P of y1 given x1. Okay, plus P of y2 given x1 log to the base 2 P of y2 given x1. That is, if there is a third element P of y3 given x1, then here we will have to write plus P of y3 given x1 log to the base 2 P of y3 given x1, like that. Then second row, the second row of the channel matrix. Therefore here we will have to write P of y1 given x2 log to the base 2 P of y2 Here it is P of P of y1 here. Here it is P of y1. This P of y1 given x2. That is the elements of the second row of the channel matrix. Therefore, P of y1 given x2, and here that P of y2 given x2 plus P of y2 given x2 log to the base 2 P of y2 given x2. Is we will have to take the each element of the second row, then that first element into log to the base 2 that element plus second element into log to the base 2 that element. Like that we will have to write the equation. Okay, ആ equation എഴുതിയത് എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? Okay, say someone. Yes, അതായത് channel matrixിലുള്ള okay. Here that q1 and q2 are two unknown variables, and once we have written that equation, that is here we have different values here. That is the channel matrix here different. For example, if it is the channel matrix, the channel which is we have considered in the last problem, it is 0.8, 0.2, 0.2, 0.8, like that. Then here on here also we get some numerical values, that RHS. Therefore, by we can write the equation. We will get two equation in this case. If there are two variables q1 and q2, we will get two equation in which q1 and q2 are the variables, and therefore we have two equation and two variable. We can solve for that variables q1 and q2. Okay, if there are three variables, we will have to write that three equation. That is correspondingly that channel matrix will be like that. There will be three rows. Therefore, we can write the three equation by selecting three variables q1, q2, q3. Anyway, we are able to solve for that variables we have selected. Okay, once that q1, q2 we have got, then the capacity is given as C is equal to the channel capacity is equal to log to the base 2 raised to q1 plus 2 raised to q2. This we will get the values for q1 and q2. These are the solution of the equation we have written earlier, and we have solved the equation here, and we have got the values for this q1 and q2 here. Then once that q1, q2, that variables, that values are obtained, then channel capacity is equal to log to the base 2 2 raised to q1 plus 2 raised to q2. That means bits per second. That is the channel capacity. Okay, therefore from the channel diagram or channel matrix, we can easily find out the capacity of the channel capacity. Okay, here initially we will have to write the equation by selecting proper variables. Here q1, q2 we have selected the variables, and we will have to select sufficient number of variables depending upon that the order of the channel matrix, or in other words it depends on the number of input elements, input symbols. Here two input symbols, therefore we have q1 and q2, two variables. We can solve for that variables. Once the equations are solved, channel capacity is given as C is equal to log to the base 2 2 raised to q1 plus 2 raised to q2, that much bits per second. Okay, now we can select the take this question. A discrete source emits messages x0, x1 and x2 with probabilities 0.6, 0.2 and 0.2. It is that input symbol probabilities. There are three input symbols, x0, x1, and x2. Uh, its symbol probabilities are given. A discrete source emits messages x0, x1, x2 with the probabilities 0.6, 0.6, 0.2, 2, and 0.2. The source is connected to the receiver as shown. It is that source. Here, a source is there. Source output. Source output symbols are x1, x0, x1, x2, and these three symbols are coming out of the source. It is connected to a channel or connected to the receiver through a channel. Then the receiver outputs are y0, y1, y2. Then question is determine different entropies, mutual information, and channel capacity. Determine different entropies, mutual information, and channel capacity. Okay, here you can go for with that first part, different entropies, mutual information later. Now we can solve this equation. We can find the channel capacity for this particular channel. Okay, can start finding the channel capacity using that Muruga's method. Here, initially write down the channel matrix here from the channel diagram given. Hope that you have noted the channel diagram. It is here. Three input symbols x0, x1, x2, and y0, y1, y2 are the output symbols. Here 0.7, 0.2, 0.1. Therefore, first row of the channel matrix will be 0.7, 0.2, 0.1. Then second row. Here, can anyone say what will be the second row of the channel matrix corresponding to this channel diagram? Please, someone. Second row of this.
Mm. So 0.5.5.
Okay, 0.5, 0.5. And third row of the channel diagram is 0.2, 0.2, 0.6. Okay, that is the channel diagram. Sorry, channel matrix for the corresponding to this channel diagram. 0.7, 0.2, 0.1. Okay, that is the channel matrix. Here it is 0.7, 0.2, 0.1, then 0, 0.5, 0.5. Then the third row is 0.2, 0.2, 0.6. This is the channel matrix, and we'll have to select three variables. Therefore, we can write as Q1, Q2, Q3. Then we will have to find the write that RHS. For here 0.7 log to the base 2, 0.7 plus second element 0.2 log to the base 2, 0.2 plus 0.1 log to the base 2, 0.1. Then second row here 0, the first second 0.5 log to the base 2, 0.5 into log to the base 2, 0.5 plus again the same term 0.5 log to the base 2, 0.5. Then here third row 0.2 log to the base 2, 0.2 plus 0.2 log to the base 2 0.2 plus 0.6 log to the base 2 0.6. Okay, therefore we can write the equation as 0.7 q1 plus 0.2 q2 plus 0.1 q3 is equal to, we get the value minus 1.157. All of you please calculate the same, you can check it later. Then second equation, 0.5 q2 plus 0.5 q2 is equal to minus 1. Then the third equation, 0.2 q1 plus 0.2 q2 plus 0.6 q3 is equal to minus 1.371. You can check the values. Okay, according to that Muruga's method, we have selected three variables q1, q2, q3, and we have written the equation in terms of that variables q1, q2, q3. Then next we will have to solve for this q1 and q1, q2 and q3. q1, q2, q3, we will have to solve for these variables. We have three equation, linear equation in three variables. Variables are q1, q2, q3. For we can solve for the same. Okay, you can check the values. We'll write the answer here. Sorry. q1 equal to, you will get, if you solve the same, minus 1.33, and q2 is equal to minus 0.239, and q3 is equal to the third value my 1.761. Okay, these are the values we have got for that variables q1, q2, q3. Then according to that Muruga's method, we can write the equation for the channel capacity. Channel capacity is equal to log to the base 2 raised to q1 plus 2 raised to q2 plus 2 raised to q3. Here we have three variables, that much bits per second. Okay, by substituting that values, log to the base 2 raised to minus 1.333 plus 2 raised to minus 0.239 plus 2 raised to minus 1.761. That much bits per second. That is equal to, you will get 0.6223 bits per second. Okay, you can check your answer. That's about that Muruga's method for finding the channel capacity. Is compared to that other method, we have for that we will have to find the expression for that mutual information. Then we will have to find the input probabilities, value of that input probabilities at which the maximum value of mutual information occurs. Okay, that is the channel capacity, we can find the maximum value of that mutual information. For that, we will have to find the value of that input symbol probabilities at which that mutual information, maximum mutual information value occurs. It will take more time for the calculation for the same. The method we have followed for that is we write an equation for that mutual information, then we differentiate with respect to p, where p is the input symbol probability. That is, we will have to write that input symbol probabilities in terms of that variable, then differentiate the same, then equate it to 0, then solving for that p, that is mutual information expression, differentiate with respect to p, that input symbol probability, then equate it to 0, then solving for the same, the we get the value of p for which that mutual information is maximum, then substituting that value of p in the mutual information expression, we will get the channel capacity. That is that one method. Here another method which is known as the Muraugas method. I think we can stop here. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ രണ്ട് പ്രോബ്ലം ആണ് സോൾവ് ചെയ്തത്. ഒന്ന് ചാനൽ diagrams, two channels connected in series cascade, and how we can find the resultant channel and its channel matrix, and finding the probability of the output symbol if the input symbol probabilities are given. Then here Muraugas method for finding the channel capacity. Okay. ഈ ടൈപ്പ് പ്രോബ്ലം ഒക്കെ എക്സാമിന് നോക്കുക കേട്ടോ.
ഓക്കെ സർ.
ഇന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഈ